Senator Hope Odidika Uzodinma, the governor-elect, to take the oath of office of the governor.
The seventh governor of Imo State, àwọn ẹ̀yọ̀kọ́ ọ̀làtì. Welcome, His Excellency the Deputy Senate President, Senator Baraje I. Jibrin, CON. Ladies and gentlemen, our governor, your governor. For him and his beautiful wife, the most beautiful First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Barrister Chioma Sodimma. The conqueror, the conqueror, the lion, the emperor is here. Shabu, shabu, eyes.
Your Excellency, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma will take the oath of allegiance.
I, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Oath of office of the governor of Imo State.
I, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as the governor of Imo State, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directives principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But I will exercise the authority vested in me as governor so as not to impede or prejudice the authority lawfully vested in the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, so as not to endanger the continuance of federal government in Nigeria. But I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that in all circumstances, I will do right to all manner of people according to law, without fear of favor, affection, or ill will. That I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter that shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as governor of Imo State, except as it may be required for the due discharge of my duties as governor, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Imo State. So help me God.
opens the governor's mic.
The President, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Your Excellency, the former President of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, Your Excellency, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barrow Jubril, and other distinguished senators here present, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Carlo, my brother, principal officers and members of the National Assembly, serving and non-serving, Your Excellency, the governors of the various states of Nigeria here present, and the representatives of some governors who are not able to be here today. Your Excellency, the wife of the governor of Imo State, Barrister Mrs. Chioma Uzodinma. Your Excellencies, the wives of the governors of other states who are here today in this occasion. The national chairman of the largest party in Black and White Africa, All Progressive Congress, Alhaji Ganduje Abdullahi. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, Lady Chinyere Komaru and her dear husband. Your Excellencies, the Deputy Governors of Enugu and Anambra State, and the immediate past Deputy Governor of Imo State, Professor Placid Njoku and his wife. The President General Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Engineer Dr. Isi Iwayamu, and other leaders of Ohanaeze Ndigbo present here today. The Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Tike Olembe, and other members of Imo State House of Assembly. The Chief Judge of Imo State, Honorable Justice Teresa Chikeka, and the laws, the judges of Imo State and visiting judges that are here today with us. Members of the Judiciary, Honorable Ministers, Ministers of State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, serving and non-serving. The National Working Committee of our great party, APC, the Southeast Working Committee and National Executive Committee, the State Chairman of our party and members of the State Executive, Your Excellencies, the former Deputy Governors of Imo State here present, the former Governors of Imo State, Chief Ikenyo Hakim and Chief Rochas Okorocha, Chairmen of Federal Government's parastatals and members of commissions and boards, the Secretary to the Government of Imo State, Chief Cosmos Iwu, and members of Imo State Expanded Executive Council, Your Royal Majesties, revered and highly respected traditional rulers of Nigeria who are here, starting with the Obi of Onitsha, the Ooni of Ife, the Ezimo, the Esunupe, the Obong of Calabar, King Jaja of Opobo, Your Grace the Archbishop Lucius Ugoji, the Archbishop of Owerri Catholic Archdiocese. Your Grace, the Archbishop David Onoha, the Archbishop of Owerri Ecclesiastical Province of the Anglican Communion. Your Grace, the Archbishop Chibuzo Oko, the Methodist Archbishop of Umuahia, bishops and members of the clergy and the religious, the Chairman Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, heads of security agencies and paramilitary organizations in Imo State, heads of the tertiary institutions in Imo State, Their Royal Highness India's the Chairman Imo State Elders Council, His Royal Highness SSC Ailo Maya, leaders and members of the Elders Council of Imo State, leadership and members of Nigerian Labour Union, NLC, TUC, NOGE, NUT, NUJ, and NAOJA in Imo State, leadership and members of various civil society organizations, leadership and members of various coalition groups, support groups, youth and women organizations, the Hausa community in Imo State, the Yoruba communities in Imo State, the Skill Up Imo Youth, Divine Mandate Women, Isamata, and members of Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers, distinguished Nigerians, development partners, captains of industry, members of the diplomatic corps, and invited personalities and dignitaries, great faithfuls of all progressive Congress, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed and beloved people of Imo State, it is to the glory of God that we are privileged to witness this momentous occasion of my swearing in as the Governor of Imo State for a second tenure. I am very mindful of the fact that this would not have been possible without your love and support at the governorship election of November 11, 2023. Let me once more thank you all most sincerely for finding me worthy to be your governor again for the next 4 years. As you witnessed, I have just performed the solemn ritual of taking the oath of office to defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to serve the Imo people faithfully. Expectedly, the oath taken ended with the invocation of God to help me. For me, this is not a mere ritual. It is a renewal of my covenant with God and the good people of Imo State. That covenant is to serve the Imo people honestly and faithfully to the best of my ability and with the fear of God. So I give God the glory for making this day possible. I once again declare my profound gratitude to Imo people who, through their unprecedented massive support for me in the November 11, 2023 governorship election, made this day possible. Never in the history of democracy in our state has any governor won in all the local government areas of the state. But you did it for me. Thank you very much indeed. By that victory, I've entered into a social contract with all the Imo people, and it is a contract I intend to honor. I cannot proceed further without extending my deepest appreciation to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for honoring us today with his highly esteemed presence. Mr. President, sir, Imo people feel very happy indeed. Honorable ministers and members of the Federal Executive Council,
highly revered traditional rulers, notable leaders and members of the clergy from different parts of the country. I want to thank you, and our gratitude will remain immeasurable for this honest love you've all shown to Imo State this afternoon. On that note, let me gladly recall that in the last 4 years, we have demonstrated a high degree of commitment to duty. We demonstrated vision and purpose. We were also able to demonstrate that managing public funds honestly, prudently, and transparently is doable, and also use more dividends of democracy. Expectedly, our shared prosperity mantra, which is the philosophical fulcrum of my administration, was able to address the problem of infrastructural deficit and the near absence of governance that we met on the ground in January 2020 when we came on board. Through the provision of extensive road infrastructure, we've been able to lay a solid foundation for the accelerated economic growth and development of our state. We also addressed the decay we met in the civil service, the decay we met in the education sector and the health sector. In addition, we addressed the lingering problem of unemployment through the variety of youth empowerment initiatives. And we introduced the digital version of dealing with the unemployment market, which included the provision of digital and other portable skills, including artificial intelligence, to our teeming young men and women. There is therefore no gainsaying that the right foundation has been put in place in the last 4 years to enable our state to move to the next level. Now that another tenure of 4 years has been availed to us, and we are ready, able, and determined to take our state to the next level. The next 4 years of my administration will therefore focus firmly on deepening our shared prosperity mantra through massive infrastructural expansion to ensure accelerated economic growth. I have already signaled this new direction in the 2024 budget, which capital expenditure has the lion's share of 491.2 billion naira out of the total budget of 591.2, representing 83% for capital projects. This transformational journey, which we have commenced in 2024 budget, will be sustained in the next 4 years. And by the grace of God, the progress and successes recorded in the last 4 years, by the end of these next 4 years, will be completely dwarfed by the achievements of this second term. In doing so, our vision is anchored on a 10-year development plan, which has been outlined in my vision document. The development plan has the capacity to transform Imo State into an industrial, self-sufficient state in the next 10 years. This 10-year development plan is also designed to deepen the intervention framework of my 3R mantra of recovery, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. In the development plan, we have identified the priority sectors, including industries and projects, particularly agro-industries, and our march towards food security. And this will accelerate the economic prosperity of our dear state, Imo, such as the Oraj Free Trade Zone and the supporting businesses that will follow, like the petrochemicals industries, gas processing facilities, and the other industrial companies that will use gas as raw materials. Another focus on the plan is to harness our agricultural potentials and exploit the mineral resources and align them to the proposed establishment of a ceramic industry and the agro-processing facilities across the 3 geopolitical zones of our state. The lifespan of the development plan was deliberately made to last beyond my tenure of 4 years because I believe that government is a continuum. Let me assure you, on my honor, I am determined to exceed my own first tenure records. As I said in my New Year broadcast, my second tenure achievements would dwarf the achievements of my first tenure. Those who follow the evangelical zeal of St. Paul in the Bible will know that he put in more effort in his second missionary journey because he wanted to consolidate on the gains of the first journey. The spirit of St. Paul's second missionary journey shall be the spirit that will drive my second tenure in office. In like manner, I have been greatly inspired by the audacious and visionary transformational program and policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. His emphasis on infrastructural development through generous budgetary provisions for capital expenditure defines the quality of a leader that is burning both in desire to develop this country. I am therefore delighted to affirm that my second tenure will be centered on the massive economic development of the state and modalities for this community economic development initiative will be made available within the next few weeks. As I mentioned earlier, the policy thrust of my second tenure will continue to be massive investments in infrastructure, full recovery of the economy to a sustainable level, human capital development with emphasis on youth empowerment and the educational advancement of our children, coupled with the further invigoration of the civil service for more efficient service delivery. Anything recurrent is considered the normal or statutory business of government. Therefore, it must be taken care of in the course of governance. In my normal tradition, the prompt payment of salaries and pensions will remain a priority. My priority areas going forward will be on a 15 critical sectors needed for the sustainable development of Imo State, and which is really in line with our 10-year development plan. And this will be in tandem with my 3R mantra that I've mentioned earlier. And they include investments in the following areas: road infrastructure, education, health, sanitation, water supply, agriculture and food security, housing and new cities development, digital infrastructure, transportation infrastructure, market access, industrial policy, safety and security, enabling laws and policies, public financial management, and the electricity infrastructure. In line with the standard institutional framework, each of these sectors is to be implemented in such a manner that the results would readily impact the economy and standard of living of the citizenry. My dear brothers and sisters, as you know, Imo State belongs to all of us, and building the state of our dream, observing traffic rules, disposing our waste in a very civilized manner, and keeping our environment clean can go a long way towards helping the government to succeed. In the same vein, I urge all those with their wherewithal to think of establishing industries, especially in the rural areas, to help create jobs for our youth. On our part as a government, We will continue to provide an enabling environment and assistance to encourage all well-meaning investors coming into Imo State with short and long-term incentives. My beloved Imo people, Imo, I have just given you a synopsis of my vision and mission for the next 4 years, which will suffice for this occasion. Having said that, I want us to see the event of today as remarkable because it opens a new page in our history. That new page is the commencement of our determined march to economic growth and self-sufficiency. It heralds the new dawn in our efforts to develop Imo State and make it one of the leading industrial states in Nigeria and indeed West Africa. This is our vision and mission, and it is doable. In this regard, I am pleased to inform you that our shared prosperity flight, which is taking us to the great Imo State of our dream, is now at cruising altitude. So relax, unfasten your seatbelt, and enjoy the rest of the flight. An experienced and dependable captain is in charge. I would also like you to take this home from this ceremony today. By the time we are through with another 4 years, the institutional and infrastructural structures we would have put in place will make it a Herculean task for any pharaoh to take Imo State back to Egypt. Let me assure you that my second tenure shall be defined as an uncommon apostolic zeal and tenacious application of clinical efficiency in the execution of policies. The task is to make Imo State the industrial hub of the Southeast, Nigeria, and indeed West Africa. It is on that our generation, it is one that our generation must accomplish to the glory of God. Once again, with due humility and love, I want to thank Mr. President and all the dignitaries who are here today for honoring us with their presence. Thank you, Ndimo, for your love and uncommon solidarity. I invite all of us to work with me to build a great Imo that we shall all be proud of. Let us forgive and forget the past. Let us reconcile. Let us take advantage of this new opportunity to make the difference. We can deliver our state, and I so believe that with God on our side, Imo shall be better. Thank you, and may God bless all of us. Long live Imo, long live Imo State, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I thank you all for coming. Thank you.
While the yellow colors signify discipline and resourcefulness, and green energy and life, while the eagle on the crest represents strength, the team stand for authority and
Yes, that is helping us understand what the police flag represents. Our very special guest today, His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, we welcome you all to Igbo land. It is important to tell our guests who are out of Igbo land to understand that the Eastern Heartland, Anambra, the light of the nation, Enugu, the coal city, and Ebonyi, the salt of the nation. We Igbos, we are the cementing agent that holds Nigeria together. It is the home region of Nigeria's first president. We have contributed in sports and in national development. And we are the one tribe that if you show us a desert, we turn it into a farmland. You show us the swamp, we turn it into a modern market. We are hardworking people.